In today's video, we're going to be talking about which graded card company you should go with in 2024. So we're going to be looking at 3 different websites today that do card grading. First up, we have CGC, then we're going to look at PSA, and then Becket. So pulled up here, I have the CGC graded card tiers. Now, I personally do not use CGC, and I've never really looked at the pricing, but as you can see, the fee per card is $10, turnaround time 25 days. And then the max value per card is $500. So basically what that means is the max declared value you can put down for the card is $500. If it's over that, you should probably bump it up to the next tier. We can see their economy grading. Max declared value is $1,000, $13 fee, and 25-day turnaround time. Then we go up to $30 for the standard, $3,000 max declared value, 15-day turnaround. Express, $10,050 in 5 days. And I am going to say that compared to some of the other companies, the pricing and the value, it's really there. You know, $10, that's cheaper than Becket and PSA by far. I just did a PSA special and it was $12.99 per card, and that was one of the best deals I've ever had submitting with them. So really when it comes to value, CGC's there. Now, CGC does get a lot of hate from people. You know, they're not big fans of CGC. I personally don't grade my cards with CGC. I know some people really do like CGC and they send a lot of their stuff to them. So I'm curious to see how CGC pans out over the next few years. And there are some people that really don't like them. I'm not going to mention any names. So if you really want to get into cards and you're looking for that value and you don't want to pay a ton, you know, $10, you think that's fair, maybe CGC's for you. And again, we're just going to be covering card grading in this. I mean, they have other things. You know, they got the autograph services and all that stuff down here. And they also do comic books and that kind of thing. All right, so next up here, we have PSA. As you can see, the pricing is right here on the screen. Trading card game bulk, we have $14.99 per card. $200 declared value or less with a 45-day turnaround time. And as you can see, it says Collectors Club only. So you have to pay that annual fee. I think it's still $100 for the year, and then you can go ahead and get these exclusive tiers to grade at. So that means without the Collectors Club membership, I'm pretty sure you're looking at $24.99 a card with a $500 declared value or 45 business days. I'm just going to say that if you're someone that wants to grade a decent amount of cards, the $100 is worth it. You get a bunch of perks with it too. So as I was saying earlier, I just sent in a submission at $12.99 a card with a 50-day turnaround time. Saved me a little bit of money, not bad. I sent in around 60 cards, but that was also with other people's cards in the submission because it was a 50 card minimum submission. In my opinion, I think PSA has the biggest grasp on the market share. I think they're probably the #1 grading company when it comes to moving graded cards. So many people submit with PSA. You know, they just updated their slabs. They're supposed to be better now, and you know, people have had a lot of opinions lately on PSA with the grading. They're saying they might be grading a little bit tougher now. And, you know, people are getting mad saying, oh, my 10s got 8s, my 8s got 10s, I don't get what's going on here. So I'm curious to see what happens with my next submission because I haven't sent one out since all this stuff has started happening. You know, the new cases. Apparently they're grading harder. We'll see if that's true or not. I feel like it really depends on how experienced you are in sending cards in. Me personally, I really look through my stuff before I send it off. I mean, not in every situation does that matter. Sometimes you're just gonna get 8s even though if your card is perfect, which is fine. I'll just crack it out and regrade it, not a big deal. PSA also has some cool features on the app though that I like. You can submit your cards through the app, you can scan cards. I'll throw some of that stuff up on the screen for you guys to watch right now. You know, you can view your submission on your phone once it's done and flip through and see the grades. Now, when it comes to CGC and Becket, I have no experience with their interfaces. I'm not sure if you can do the same thing, but I'm just going to show you guys what I can do with PSA. So in a way, I am making this video, and it might be a little bit biased just because I use PSA, but that doesn't mean that I'm not going to advocate for the other companies. So up next here, we have Becket. And as you can see, the base 45-day turnaround, we have $14.95 a card, but that's without the subgrade. So if you've ever looked at a Becket slab, it gives you 4 subgrades. And if you get a 10, you get a $3 upcharge in that tier. So in my opinion, you might as well just go with the subgrades tier for $18. They're saying the most popular is 20 to 25 business days, $35 a card, and then all the rest of them come with subgrades, and then it goes up to $80 and $125. So I'll just give you my opinion on Becket. You know, earlier I was saying I'm a little bit biased with PSA, and I said that doesn't mean I wouldn't advocate for the other companies. I think Becket's a solid company. I'll just be the one to say it now, whether people like this or not. Becket 10s are worth more than PSA 10s and CGC 10s. And if you get a black label, that's even better. For people that don't know, Becket grades really hard. So if you hit a Becket 10, it's definitely going to be worth more than a CGC or PSA 10 in most scenarios. And the difference of price on a black label is astronomical. So that means that all 4 of your subgrades are 10s. I'll throw up some Becket black labels compared to PSA cards or something on the screen, just to show you guys the difference in pricing. And I've actually myself been thinking about sending some cards to Becket, because I'm at the point now where I've graded so much with PSA that I know what to look at when I'm sending a card, you know, centering, surface, that kind of stuff. I really want to start sending my good cards to Becket, and I feel like I even have some PSA 10s that I could cross over with Becket. Now, as far as Becket's interface goes with that, I don't know if they have an app. I believe they do, or, you know, how their shipping and all that kind of stuff works. You know, I'll figure all that out, but, you know, when it comes to grading and you get a Becket 10, you know the card is really good as compared to maybe some of the other companies. You know, if you get a 10, sometimes you might squeak a 10 that should be a 9 or an 8. That should not be a 10. And I know with Becket, they're going to grade the cards really hard. So that's also, in my opinion, why you see that difference in value too, especially when it comes to black labels. It's very hard to get black labels. You know, just for example, I think, you know, in some videos you might see people submit like 100 cards and they'll be lucky to get like 1 black label. So just to finish my thoughts up here, if you're a new collector, you know, my suggestion, if you're going to start out grading, I would go with PSA. That's just my personal preference. I'm not telling you what to do, though. You can go with whichever company you want. You know, if you're a more experienced collector, you go with Becket. And if you're someone that's really looking for that value to grade for less money, maybe you go with CGC. I personally lean towards PSA and Becket, but that's just my personal preference. I know there's a lot of CGC lovers out there, but in my personal experience, PSA is the easiest to use that I've seen, obviously, because I haven't used the other ones. I mean, it's super simple. You can take a picture and upload the card into the submission, or you can just type it in, add it in. You know, the hardest thing might be printing off a shipping label to ship it there. And that's it. I hope this video helped you guys out. If you have any questions, leave them down in the comment section. If you have any suggestions, leave them down in the comment section. And let me know if this video helped you out at all. That's going to be all for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you could please like, comment, subscribe. Anything helps. And I'll see you in the next one.